Now we're on. So Greek, Hangout, midterm tutoring. We are on like Donkey Kong. And we're going to go through and just talk really quick. I think it would help everybody if you guys understand form of the exam. So let me hold on one second. Let's get my notes out here. Okay. The exam is going to be a 10-page long exam. So please plan some time for yourself. I know that you guys are confident in your Greek abilities, but please plan some time for yourself to be able to take this exam and review it and make sure, you know, because regardless of how good you are with Greek, when you've got a 10-page exam, it tends to get convoluted sometimes, and you can fly through thinking you know the answer, and you need to go back and check it. So take some time. It's 10 pages. The first 2 pages are going to consist of vocabulary. Okay? The thing you need to know about the vocabulary is that you will have English words given to you that you will need to write out the Greek. So it will be both ways. Okay, so
how many?
Actually, I think I counted. I think you have like 6 English words, 6 or 7 English words that you will have to provide the Greek for. Now, I'll be honest with you, he picked the easier ones. He really didn't try to beat you up on it. And I don't think it's a bad exercise. I think knowing the English to Greek is you just have to be confident in your vocab. So be confident, review your vocab, get on it. But there will be a few English to Greek, but the rest will all be Greek to English. And it'll be, like I said, 2 pages worth of vocab.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just to get us straight, this is going to be on chapters 1 through 9, 15 through 18?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It's basically 4 through 9. Yeah, chapters 4 through 9 and 15 through 18. It will include all of that.
Yeah, vocab doesn't.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah. So vocab, first 2 pages. The next 2 pages, that will be all parsing. Okay. The first page of the parsing will be all nouns, and the second page of the parsing will be all verbs. On the noun parsing, you are going to have to be able to do the inflected meaning. So I know you haven't seen much of that on your quizzes, but you need to review your workbooks. You need to go back through, because not only are you going to be required to give lexical form, but you are going to be required to do the inflected meaning.
Not on the verbs?
Well, no, actually not on the verbs. So at least, wait one moment. I don't want to give you bad info. Nope, verbs are only lexical form. Okay. So if you've got a genitive, you need to know that's a possessive. You got to be able to inflect it of the word or something like that. If it's dative, you got to say to the word or by the word. I don't care, but something dative. And then of course nominative, accusative are just the word. So yeah, and if it's plural, make sure you make it plural. To be completely honest, as crazy as I was at Greek and as crazy as several people were at Greek, like just ridiculous studying it, inflected meanings is when you lost points, because you just go through and it'd be an easy brain fart to just forget a plural or to, you know, this or that. So inflected meanings is a good like little mental note to know that at the end of your exam, and you've got a few more minutes, go back to your parsing and make inflected meanings one of those things that you're going to go through and check. And check it against your, you know, is it, okay, it's nominative, okay, is it plural, singular, and check your inflected meaning against that. And just make sure you got those on, because that's where I felt like I walked out with 100%. Like I aced that thing. And when I got it back and was like, no, what happened? I'd look at my parsing and it was inflected meanings that got me. Yeah. I know. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. So, so your first 4 pages are going to consist of vocabulary and parsing, right? Okay. After that, we enter into the grammar. Okay. The grammar part of the exam essentially exists over the next 4 pages. So what you have in the grammar portion of the exam that you need to be aware of, I'm going to just say this up front, know your adjectives. Know them very well. Okay, there's like an entire page on just adjectives. Know that stuff. Let's review that stuff if you're not clear on it. Remember the adjective or the attributive, predicative, substantival. Sorry, these are things that are important for us. Okay. Sorry for this intrusion, but I do have another job and I gotta take care of it really quick.
It's high-pitched noises, so.
Okay.
It's not you.
No problem. All right. So know your adjectives, and we can even review those today, but you got to know the attributive, the predicative, and the substantival, and know them well. Know what it looks like when it's functioning substantival, when it's functioning predicatively. Know how to translate that, how to work through that. Those are very important things to understand. Be able to state why it's functioning that way. Don't just know how to translate it. If you're asked, for instance, here's a form of I don't know, and he gives you an adjective with a noun, and then he asks you, how would you translate this and explain why? You need to know kind of this decision tree, and you need to be able to articulate it. It's like this because the article is on the noun, and there's no art. In the grammar portion, you're going to be asked to explain some of the reasons. Yeah, explain some of your reasons of why you know that. So you can't just know it. You've got to be able to explain it, which I think, again, I've said that for a long time, is a great exercise in Greek, to be able to explain. And that kind of moves me on to my next thing is like, for instance, when you get to the verbs, and you remember those awesome contract verbs that were so amazing? The contract verbs on this exam, actually, I'd say in general, you just need to know this, but specifically, you need to read between the lines. You have to know this on this exam. You have to know why the verb is what it is. So take, for instance, you're given the verb play, Roy. You may be asked, here is this contract verb. What is happening? What happened to this verb? And you are going to articulate.
So, will you go over how to articulate that?
Okay, yeah, we can do that. Hold on to that. If you don't mind, write that down.
I will.
And when we get done with kind of the overview of the entire exam, we'll come back to that and we'll exercise that a little bit. We'll try to articulate what's happening in those contract verbs. Okay. But you're going to need to know those types of things. You can't skimp on anything. You're going to have to know why it's doing what it's doing. And so you need to go over some of your rules, your noun rules, but specifically some of those remember the little chant I told you, the epsilon eta rho, the alpha doesn't go. You might have to explain what happens there and why. You might need to know those things just in general. And I'd encourage you to look over your noun rules. Just kind of review those noun rules. Maybe not memorize them word for word, but just have them down. Paradigms. Well, actually, yeah. Remember the whole predicate nominative thing, and that's way back, right? The nominative, the predicate nominative, things like that. Have that down. You're going to have to work through those types of things. Like I said, those noun rules, those form rules, when words are in apposition or anything like that, you're going to need to know.
What?
Apposition, that's not a word you need to know. It's just when you've got basically two nominatives next to each other. Anyway. Paradigms. You're going to need to know your paradigms. So a lot of you memorized the article paradigm, right? Did you do it to the Journey song? Okay, we're going to have Jake go ahead and sing the article paradigm.
I'll link you to the YouTube.
All right, he's going to give a YouTube video to everybody. But, your article paradigm, be able to fill out an entire paradigm with the article and a verb. You know, I think a couple of those examples have been given in. You know, you may want to be able to just kind of think through a paradigm.
Okay, question.
Yes.
When we're writing out paradigms, does you want them with or without the connecting vowel?
I don't think on this one you're going to have an issue.
Okay.
All right.
What did he ask?
He asked if when we're writing out paradigms, if he's going to want it with or without the connecting vowel. And he's done a good job of making that not an issue on this one. Okay. Because I think you're just going to have to do it with the connecting vowel because it's going to be in an entire word format. So you need to be able to do that. Okay. So know your paradigms. Be able to like maybe practice one time. Take a word like graphe and logos and ergon or something like that, and be able to start at the nominative singular with that word, and maybe it's article as well, ha logos or you know, hey graphe and ton logon. Okay, or ta logon. Take those words and work them all the way down a chart of what they would look like. If you did something like that, you'd be well prepared for whatever paradigm is thrown at you for this exam. So you'd be well prepared because you'd have that gives you both the article and the endings, right? I mean, if you can work that paradigm, you got it all. So,
just I memorized them with the connecting vowel.
That's fine.
Yeah, I mean it's easy enough to just drop the vowel off, but
you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. Yeah. Okay. The another paradigm, of course, is as you've gotten into your verbs, you have two parts of verbs that you have to know, right? Your verbal master endings, your primary ending, right? Your active and your middle passive endings. So yeah.
I mean, I know them, but I don't know them as primary. I know them as present and imperfect.
Well, just
active,
know
middle passive. So I know
yeah, no, you've got the active and middle passive of your primary endings. Okay, just know that's what you've got right now. All you know is primary endings. When you get into your imperfect, your aorist, your things like this, you then go to secondary endings. And you're going to have an active and a passive of your secondary
so everything
endings.
on here
everything right now is your primary endings. Yeah. So I'm sorry I used that word. I didn't mean to confuse anybody.
I mean, I know it's not on the paradigm, but I just never really paid much attention to it. Present.
Yeah, as long as you're in present and I even think future, I think you're still in primary endings. It's not until you get over into imperfect and aorist and all of this stuff that you begin getting into the secondary endings. So you got luo, lues, lue, luamen, luete, luusi.
Primary.
Yeah. So luo, lues, lue, luamen, luete, luusi, and then you've got mai, sai, tai, metha, essa, ntai, which are your primary active and passive. Your secondary is going to be blank, sigma, blank, mente, nu, and main, sa, ta, metha, essa, nta. That's going to be your secondary active and passive.
Say that again.
I'm sorry, you haven't gotten there yet. It's just okay. It'd be blank, sigma, blank, or blank, sigma, nu.
Why is
mente, nu?
Why is first person blank?
Because there's no ending.
I thought there was a new for an ending.
Well, nu, sigma, blank. But I'm sorry, there are two. Yeah, I'm sorry. You're going to get there, and I don't want to confuse you now. But you're going to get there. Some are going to do the nu, sigma, blank, mente, nu. Some are going to go blank, sigma, blank, mente, nu. So you'll get there. Yeah.
Okay.
When you work through it, you'll get there. Yeah.
But the imperfect active. I mean, the imperfect active is
nu, sigma, blank, mente, nu. Yeah. You're right.
Okay.
But when you get to aorist, you're going to see blank, sigma, blank, mente, nu. You're going to go, no, curse you. And that's what's going to happen. Yeah. Right. So I believe it. So when we get there, you need to have those down to your primary active and passive endings, right? Just have those running through your mind. Really, those are all the paradigms you know, right?
Yeah. But again, you're okay if you've got connecting vowels
on your endings.
On your endings for the verbs.
I would think so. I mean, that's a good question for me to clarify. But I
mean, you got men, but is it amen, amen? You know.
I think you would want to, if I were you, this blue chart. Okay, let's just say the setup looks really similar to this chart where you see master personal ending chart. Okay. You see it on that page there. Yep. And, no, right here. Yep. I would, if I were you, I'd memorize it like that. See over there in the parentheses, or you can just write the full Luolu waste away, which is fine.
The PowerPoint presentation will be very helpful.
Yeah. So it's right, for those of you watching the video, right here on this page, right in this area. I'll zoom in. Boom. That is what you want. You don't have to worry about the secondary. Yeah, you don't have to worry about the secondary side, just the primary active and passive, middle passive side. Just this side, this is what you need to know. Okay?
Okay.
But you already know that. So I'm not telling you anything you don't know. I'm just saying if you're thinking paradigms, if you're thinking I need to freshen up on all my paradigms, then this is one that you want to freshen up on because it's your most recent. Okay? All right.
That's the one that's still in my head.
Yeah, you need to go back and brush up on the other ones. Yeah. So there's one more paradigm that you might, if I were to take guesses on another paradigm that was pushed into your head, what would that be?
Amy.
Man, you guys are like, it's like you're connected with Briones. So I would review some of that stuff, get back into those things.
Okay, now I have a question.
Yes.
Did you say Amy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, we were twins, Aaron. In the book, in the chapters that we're covering,
Yes.
it only has the first. But he encouraged that we go into all 3 levels.
I agree, but just know what's in your chapters.
Okay, that's what my question is,
Yeah.
because sometimes he's a Steve-Hawk, but sometimes he's like, oh, we're looking at this, and it's not here. We're doing this.
Right.
Just-
No, I think you're safe to just know what you know in these chapters. Okay. So, and then with that, your last 2 pages of this exam will be all translation.
Okay, so 4 pages, which is vocabulary and policy.
Mm-hmm.
4 pages, which is grammar. And
2 pages of translation. You got a 10-page exam right there.
And grammar is just the, not just, but I mean, grammar is like the paradigms and the phoneme.
Mm-hmm. And trying to think through what's happening, be able to
Right, yeah.
articulate what's going
Why-
on. Yeah.
why is- and
Yeah.
what would be the-
So the grammar can be tough because you got to sit there and think what's happening right here and how do I put that into words. That's something that you're not used to on your quizzes, things like that. So
So like with the contract verbs, and it's like, here's your, I mean, how did we get to that point? And you just back it out because.
right, you got to be able to back it out and say, well, this is what happened. The iota ran into the Omicron and they had a little baby called Omicron, Upsilon, or whatever, however you want to say it. But you've got to be able to articulate what is happening and how it got to this final state of the contract.
Are we gonna have to write out the Greek alphabet?
You want to know it. Do you still know it, Aaron?
I don't know.
I'll put you on the spot. Can you say it right now?
No, I can't. I can't.
My 8-year-old can.
Oh well, he should be teaching me.
He learned it a couple years ago, and at his age, he just won't forget it. But okay, yeah, you do want to know the Greek alphabet. That'll help you. I still, when I think of Greek letters, especially when you're doing heavy translation and stuff, because you got to look things up in the lexicon. I do kind of like I do with the English alphabet, is I start going. I've got a couple spots that I can start from, and I'm like MNOPQR. Okay, and I can do that. I do the same thing with the Greek alphabet when I'm looking at things. LMNOP.
So,
So-
okay, so what about all is it gonna be covering grammar or whatever, all the diphthongs and nasal gammas and all that?
Those are good things to cover. But let's work through some of this stuff. Let me just ask you some basic questions. Like if I were to ask you the cases of nouns and adjectives, what would you say?
You mean nominative, genitive, accusative?
Okay, you got nominative, genitive, dative, and accusative. Now, if I were to tell you there's actually 5 cases, there's actually like 8. But if I were to tell you that there's a 5th case,
What's that? Vulgar, vulgar, vulgar.
vulgar.
This is the vulgar one.
It's the
It is
It
actually.
is vulgar.
Yes.
Yeah, for those of you who want to be above and beyond, you've got the vocative.
Vocative.
The vocative is a
I
direct
know we have-
speech. It's a I'm calling it Mike
The command.
would be, well, not a
Or an
command.
address.
It's an address. A direct
Yeah.
address would be a vocative. Yeah.
Like an alas.
Yeah.
or
Alas,
behold.
or behold, or oh no, or Lord, Lord.
Yeah.
Direct
Okay,
address.
so those two words in vocab that both mean the same, both mean see, behold.
You do, and
Udet.
Ude, maybe.
Udu and udu.
You do. Yeah. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Behold. Yeah. I
Are
believe
those considered
vocative. Yeah, I think they are in the vocative. But those are actually verbs, so I don't think you can say that.
I don't,
You can't say that. It's a direct address. It's not. It can't be verbal. It can't be look or see or behold. It's got to be an address. If I were to say, you know,
Lord,
Mike or Lord, Lord, like Matthew 7, where it says Lord, Lord, that's Kyrie, which is the vocative case. So
Joseph,
yes,
I have a question.
Yes.
On the first page of this laminated sheet
mm-hmm.
for the paradigms, I know you kind of already said this, but are we going to need to know? I know we're going to need to know the definite article, but to the right for the case endings and rules, are we going to have to just write that out, or is it going to be a definite article with the noun when we write out that paradigm?
Well, I don't think I can give you like direct information like that. It's
Okay.
I know I do a lot, but I'm just saying it's helpful. It's helpful to know those things.
Okay.
But Aaron,
that's what I came for.
yeah, that's what I came for. It's helpful to know those things.
You
But,
tell me the whole midterm.
No, I think he's going to want you to write out the case ending paradigm. I would assume.
I would tell you, Aaron, which one do you know better?
The definite article.
I think you're in good shape. I think you need to really hone those skills in.
The definite article.
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome.
Okay.
And like I said, it's not bad to know the case endings and the rules and the things like that. But man, if you're good at that definite article, I think you can even reverse engineer the case ending and stuff.
If you guys email me, I will resend you the PowerPoint I made for last class. You'll find that very helpful.
He's through. He's very
That
through.
is approved study material.
Approved study material.
Very
Finally call home, I will send it
helpful.
over.
What's your email? Jake@SwitzerlandCommunityChurch.org. Take a nap in the middle.
Big at type every letter on the keyboard.
Okay, let's work through some of these things. Aaron, you had asked about contract verbs.
Yeah, I would like to go over adjectives,
Adjectives.
the contract verbs, and just the rules, like that you talked about afterwards. Just grammar in general.
Okay, sounds great. Sounds awesome.
And then I would probably like to go through some translations if
Okay.
anyone else wants to chime in.
Okay, let's okay, if I were to give you a word like this, can you parse that for me?
Agapate.
Yep.
Hold on. O-A-S-A, amen, ete, usen. Amatha, a, etai. O-A-S-A, amatha. Okay, so that's second person, plural.
Okay.
That's second person, plural. Present. Wait, no. Wait, that's a verb. So it means you love, right?
Okay. But finish your parsing.
Okay, so I get nervous.
That's second plural, which is good.
Yeah, second plural. So that's
The only thing you're missing is what all of them are.
present active indicative.
Right, except for when you get to permanent middle passive. But yes.
Right.
So good. Now tell me what's going on with this verb. Why is it weird? What kind of verb is it?
It's not a deponent verb, so
Deponent verb, but do you see that little circumflex there?
oh no, I don't.
There's
Sorry.
a circumflex over the alpha.
Oh, there's circumflex over the alpha.
What
Okay.
does that mean? What does that tell you?
That means it's a contract verb.
Something weird's happened.
Yeah, something weird's happening.
Can you describe to me what happened to make this verb this way?
It contracted.
You're right, it did.
And I'm trying to remember the rules. I can't remember the rules.
Karen, go back to what the ending would be. Is it TA? Is it T?
Oh, yes. So it would be alpha epsilon, and it contracts to just alpha.
Good. You're going to need to be able to articulate something like this, okay?
So
where if you see a verb like this, you would have to say, hey, listen, the alpha, the stem vowel alpha met the contract vowel,
right.
the connecting vowel epsilon. There you go.
Right.
And those contracted, and what you ended up with was just an alpha.
Right.
Within the word.
So you would call this, you say, okay, so the alpha is the stem vowel, the epsilon is the connecting value, and when they meet, it contracts to alpha.
Just an alpha, yep.
Okay. Gotcha.
Boom.
What chapter is adjectives? Is that chapter 9? I mean, not adjectives, contracts. That's chapter.
Yeah, I'm on page one.
It's 17.
Yeah,
Aaron.
17. So I'm on page like 142, 143,
Okay.
whatever it takes.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know. No clue.
Can we do another one?
Yes. Let's do another one. Okay, try and do this without looking at your book at all.
Okay. I can't pronounce that. Poye.
No, that's good.
Okay, so that's third person singular, present active indicative, and it means he, she, or it makes.
Okay, and what's the lexical form?
Poieo,
Good.
with a acute accent over the epsilon.
Okay.
Okay.
Tell me what happened.
Okay. Oh man. Okay, so I know the stem vowel is epsilon.
Okay, good, good.
So oh man.
What's the connecting vowel?
Is it Omicron? No. Okay, hold on. O-A-A. Oh, no, it's the connecting vowel is also epsilon.
Okay.
And
So what's going on here?
so when you have an epsilon, it just contracts to just an epsilon.
Right, one of the epsilons drop out, right?
Yeah, yeah. Is
Okay.
that right?
That's right.
Okay.
Good job. What do you got?
What is it where rule 2, like epsilon turns into epsilon iota?
Well, that's what happens. But keep in mind that when you have epsilon iota iota, because the ending is also iota on this one.
Okay.
Yeah. So regardless, you can either say an epsilon drops out or an iota drops out.
Okay. Yeah. It's gonna look the same.
It's going to look the same either way. Yep. All right, let's try another one, Aaron.
Okay.
Don't look at your book again.
Okay. Okay. Wait, is it play Poise?
Play Royce.
Oh, play Royce. Play Royce. Okay,
Yeah.
so, okay, ace. Okay, so that's second person singular, present active indicative.
Okay.
Lexical form is play ra'o.
Okay.
And it would mean you complete or you fulfill,
Okay.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
How
How did it get this way?
did it get this way?
That
Okay.
looks like a dative plural to me.
Yeah, but there's a circumflex, meaning that contracted.
Good. That's the way to identify it. That circumflex tells you something goofy's going on. It's a verb.
Right. So the
Yeah.
stem vowel is omicron,
Okay.
and the connecting vowel is epsilon.
Okay.
So when omicron and the epsilon meet, it contracts to just an omicron? No? Is that not right?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Because if you look at rule 1, when an omicron and epsilon meet, you get omicron upsilon.
You get, wait, say that again. When omicron and epsilon meet, you get,
Omicron upsilon.
what does the upsilon look like? Oh, the U.
U.
Okay. So,
English letters, scam me. So something weird is going on here. What is
okay,
it?
so the omicron and epsilon are meeting, correct?
That is right. They found meeting in the night.
I can't. Okay.
They have baby, but they look weird.
I don't know what to do with the baby.
Okay, do me a favor. On
Okay.
page 142, I'm gonna let you look this one up. Look at number 6. Tell me what's going on.
Oh, that's right.
Something about that E. It just doesn't like to be between two vowels. It gets
That's right. The
squeezed
E
out.
doesn't like to
That's
be.
epsilon.
The E doesn't like to be between two vowels.
Right.
So, therefore, it goes away.
Right. So you're gonna go about this by saying, you might want to say something like, the epsilon cannot stand between the two vowels omicron and iota, so they squeeze it out. I think that'd be completely fine.
Okay. Hold on. Keep that up for a minute. I want to write these down so I can look at them again.
Yeah, feel free.
Um,
And this also happens for like play Roy in the third person singular. Same deal. That epsilon just gets squeezed out.
okay, so the epsilon doesn't.
Epsilon drops out. Might be a better way. Squeezed might be a little weird.
Doesn't.
Yeah. Epsilon drops out.
Epsilon drops out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, thank you.
No problem. What do you think? You want to talk adjectives? I mean, you sound like you've got this pretty good. You just need to refresh yourself on page 141 and 142 through these contraction rules. If you've got the contraction rules down, then you're going to, no matter what he puts on the exam, you're going to be able to say, hey, I know exactly what's happening here.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to be able to undo it.
Okay. And someone else can say this, but when you were talking, you said after the adjectives and contract verbs, you said the Erie rule,
Yeah.
noun rules, and predicate nominative.
Yes.
Okay.
Those are all good things among the others to know in the grammar sections.
Okay. I guess I don't know if you can say this, but I'm trying to think is he just gonna be tell me the Erie rule and we're just gonna have to articulate it in our own words?
What if I asked you that? What would you say?
Okay, epsilon, rho, iota, the alpha doesn't go. That's how I would say that. But I know I can't say it like that. But
You need to be able to explain it. You need to say when a word ends with an alpha, an iota, or a rho, then the stem vowel alpha does not change to an eta when it declines in the noun pattern, in the noun paradigm. So
that only happens in the second declension singular.
right.
Did I say that right? Second
Yes.
declension singular.
It only happens within a select few of that. But you're right. But the rule is specifically that when there's an alpha, or a epsilon, iota, or rho, that the alpha does not change. Hey, how's it going, Lenoris?
Hey, what's going on?
We're just chatting about the Erie rule.
Oh, the epsilon rho iota.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're just saying if we had to put it in our own words to say it, what would we say?
Oh, that's a good question.
It's a good question. It's one you might want to talk about.
No, don't. I'm good. Yeah. Don't mind me. I'm talking to my wife. She in the car too. We just leaving work.
It's all good, man. It's all
Wouldn't
good.
Wouldn't you just put that if the stem ends in an epsilon iota row, then the
Alpha.
doesn't
Yeah, I would say alpha declines unchanged. Yeah,
lengthen.
it doesn't lengthen. Yeah, it does not lengthen to the eta.
It doesn't decline.
It declines unchanged.
Oh, pull up my.
So as it goes down the noun paradigm, nominative, dative, genitive, accusative, the alpha does not change.
Okay.
Yeah. So you may want to just think through those things.
Okay.
But it sounds like you got it either way. So
Can you go over adjectives then?
yeah, let's talk adjectives. That's chapter 9, isn't it?
Yes, Lord.
Adjectives. So what are the 3 forms an adjective takes? What are the 3 uses?
Attributive, substantival, and predicate.
Okay, tell me the differences. What are they doing? Why are they doing it? How can you tell?
Oh man.
So what is attributive? What is attributive doing?
Attributive, it has a article and a noun attached to it.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's attributing the noun.
It's attributing. Well done.
I tried.
An attributive adjective is one that is going to modify a noun. It's going to describe a noun.
Okay.
She has brown hair. Okay? It's telling you that a little more information about the hair, or it's describing the hair as brown. Okay? So tell me, what is predicating? What is it doing when it predicates?
Okay. It's almost acting like a predicate nominative. Like the man is good. Like good is right.
Right? Agreed.
Okay. That's all I
Yeah.
could.
So it functions kind of as a predicate nominative. The man is good. You have to supply the to be verb, right?
I have to what?
Supply the to be verb. Is.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, the man is good. But in that position, it's just a subtle difference. Rather than describing, what it's doing is it's giving you more information about the man. So it's sort of the same thing, but I don't want to split hairs, but it's supplying more information. The man is good. So, and then when it's acting substantively, What is it doing?
It's acting as a noun,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's taking the place of a noun. Do you have an example?
Um,
Would pissed off be one?
Pissed off? I guess, yeah, sure, if there's no noun there. You know,
I don't think it's gonna be a test.
yeah, I don't think that one will work on the test. Take for instance, I mean, in the same tone, my wife called me last night while I was here at the church, and she's trying to get the kids ready for bed, and the kids are going nuts, and so she calls me and she says, "Listen, you need to talk to the crazies." And you know, crazy is a word that describes my kids, but she was using it substantively, saying, "You need to talk to the crazies." You know, she means the crazy ones, your kids specifically, but because there was no noun, it was being used substantively.
Okay, because when I said pissed off, I was thinking about the faithful, or that is the word for faithful, right? The faithful or the believing.
The believing, right? That's good. Yeah.
So that's why I said pissed off. Oh, y'all thought I said pissed off?
yeah.
Oh, pistis. Oh, dude, come on, man. Killing me.
That's what y'all thought I said? I'm sorry.
Brother, that is what you said. I don't know. I mean, it came through as pissed off.
No, you know, I said, you know, I said pissed off. I said it wrong.
Man, I'm sorry. I was like, man, it's a bad day at work. I'm not even touching that.
No, my bad.
It's awesome.
No, my bad. So yeah, I meant pretty much I said the word wrong. Not like
Yeah,
pissed
you
off,
did.
like Omicron Sigma.
Pistos? Is there pissed off? I thought it was pistis.
No, I think there's pissed off.
Is there pistos too?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right.
I'm pretty sure.
All right. No. Hey, it's been years since I've done this stuff. Yeah. There's a lot of pissed people in the Greek world. Okay. All right. I'm glad we wiggled out of that one because that got awkward for a second.
Yeah, I know. Right? I was like, oh, they thought I was cursing on the.
All right. Yeah. That's actually very, very good. The faithful, the believing, that can be used substantively when there's no noun around. Do you guys remember the decision tree document that was uploaded to?
I'm going to get it.
Yeah, it is awesome. So this thing here, which you have access to, is fantastic. And this is a awesome translation help. And all it does is gives you decision making. Does it have an article? Yes or no? And then you need to ask another question. Does it have a noun? Yes or no? Does the noun have an article? Yes or no? And it'll walk through those decisions, and based on those things, you can know exactly how it's functioning. So that's important to identify. You guys want to think through that decision tree and try and figure out how would you identify these, and how would you articulate you identifying it. What would you say?
Okay.
If you were asked on the exam, and I'm not saying you are, but I'm just saying if you were asked on the exam something like, how do you know an adjective is functioning predicatively? You might want to know how you would articulate that.
How would you articulate that?
You tell me.
Okay, I know it wouldn't have an article, right?
It would. Say that again.
No, it would not have an article.
Right. So that's one of the ways in your description you would say is that the noun has the article, or sometimes the noun has the article, and the adjectives does not have the article.
Okay, so it wouldn't have an article. Is there a nearby noun that agrees in gender, number, or case? Yes. Does the noun it agrees with? No, wait. So if it's predicate, It does have an art. Wait.
The noun has an article.
The noun has an article.
If the noun doesn't have an article, it's just ambiguous. It may still be predicating,
Okay.
but it's just ambiguous. It could also be attributive. You just don't know.
Okay. So basically, it's predicate if
I think it's pistis. Yeah.
it's pistos.
Where's pistos? Do you remember what chapter that's in?
Yeah, it's chapter 9, page 70.
Oh, she's got like pages, dude. We're in the doghouse in this one. Oh, no, she's right. Faithful, believing. Pistos. Piste, piston. Yeah, it's an adjective. Pistis would be a noun. Faith. Good. Okay. Cool. We're on it. That would make sense. But the adjective would have to be pistos because it's got to travel through all that. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, adjectives. You got the whole the understandings of the anarthrous, how to identify. 9.11 through 9.13 is going to be very helpful for you to identify and articulate, just as they articulate the, when you know it's substantival, when you know it's predicating, when you know it's attributive.
Okay.
And you remember the lexical form of an adjective is always the nominative masculine singular, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like yes. Yeah. It never declines.
Yeah, it does decline, but you have to know, even if it's a feminine, even if it's parsed as a feminine adjective, when you go to write the lexical form, it will always be the masculine singular form. Masculine singular form.
Okay.
Yeah, because adjectives can cross gender. A lot of things can nowadays. But take pistos, for example. If I were to say, okay, give me the parsing information for pistes, I would say that's feminine genitive singular.
And lexical form would be pistos.
Pistos, not piste. Right. Pistos. Yep. Absolutely. Same thing for the article. If you parse the article, it's always hos is always the lexical form. Or ha. Ha is always the lexical form. Cool?
Yeah.
Okay, what are you guys thinking? What else do you need? What else do we need to work through? We have about 30 minutes, and the time is yours.
Translate.
Translations. Specific translations. Are you wanting to do like the latest, like review some of the latest?
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of dominating. Is anyone else? I mean, I'm just shooting off.
You're doing fine, Aaron.
Okay.
We're all learning from you.
I hear a hint of sarcasm.
No.
No, it is helpful because I know for me it takes me a long time to think things through. So as I'm listening to you, I'm working it through and it's helping. So if you don't mind being on center stage, go for it, please.
Yeah, we're old. We can't just sit there and do it on the spot. We have to look at it, stare at it, and think about it.
Okay.
Don't worry, he's not pissed off.
Okay, on page 181,
On it. What do we got?
on number 14, I was working through that one today, and
Okay.
Maybe hold on, I can't remember which. Yeah. I was having trouble with that second half of it.
Okay. Well, let's hit it. What do we have here?
Okay, so Ook, Asen, Zagoi, Hati, Ook, Akuontai,
Yeah, Kuntai.
Akuntai,
Hi.
Hi, Bonai, Altone. Correct?
Yes.
Okay, so
Oh, Kuntai? No.
I got the first half.
The third plural, Akua.
Okay. So Ook is not. Mason is they are. And Lagoy is the words.
Okay.
So I got that part. They
Okay.
are not the words.
Good. They are not the words.
So the second half I got really confused.
Okay, let's hit it.
So Hati I know is that, since, or because.
Okay, we'll leave that open.
So Ook is not.
Right.
Okay, so I'm gonna parse Akunata. Can you see that?
Akuantai.
Say that again.
Akuantai.
Akuontai.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know it's the opponent. Okay.
Whoa. Hit me with your reasoning.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It's not opponent. It's
What's
not.
the lexical form?
Okay.
Can you just parse that for me?
Yeah. So it's Okay. All right. So it's present, middle passive indicative. Right?
Okay. Right.
Third person singular, and it means I can't. The lexical form, akuo.
What does it mean?
It means. Okay, so I know the lexical form, it means I answer, but it's. I'm sorry. I hear.
Okay. All right.
It means I hear.
Now go back for me on this ending, Aaron. Is that singular? Is that singular?
Amatha, tai.
Go all the way through them.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going through the middle passive.
Right.
Amatha, tai.
Where's Amatha? What are you doing?
I don't know.
Okay. Is that what? Okay.
No, she's saying.
Amatha. She's doing metha. It should be my side tie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Metha essa ntai. Okay. I know you're doing something different.
I'm sorry.
You're on the plural there.
My a tai. Oh, my a tai.
Okay.
Amatha esta ontai.
Okay. So which one is it? That you had it right. You were pretending like the plurals were singular.
Okay, so it's third person singular.
Why? Because that would be my side tie. I see tie there, but listen to the plurals. Metha essa ntai. What do you do with that nu in the word if it's singular?
Oh, it's ontai.
Yes. Which is your third plural.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to be careful with those two. It's kind of tricky. That nu will give it away though, because in the singular that nu's not there.
Okay. Omai a tai, amatha esta ontai.
Yeah.
Okay. So all right. So it's present, middle passive indicative, third person plural.
Right. Good.
Okay. So akuo is the lexical form,
Okay.
and it means, okay, so if it's middle passive, it means they are being heard. No?
No, you're right. You're
Okay.
right.
So they are being heard. Okay, so I phoni.
Okay.
Okay, I know that means the noise or the
What else can it
sound,
mean?
or I'm sorry, the noises, since it's plural.
Sounds, noise. Okay, sure. What else can it mean? What's the full range there?
Noise and sound.
Sound, noise, voice.
There's a voice there too.
Voice.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and then our tone of them. So the voices of them.
Well, I'm not saying it's voices. I just wanted the full range if you
Okay,
had it in your
so
head.
noise, voice, sound.
Okay. Good.
Okay, so I guess that second half is like that since or because.
Let's go with because, just for fun.
Okay. Because
You remember our pattern, Aaron. We found our verb. What are we looking for next?
their subject.
Good. Do you have a nominative somewhere that you might be able to use the subject?
So because I guess it's the voices, noises, or sounds
Okay.
are not being heard of them.
All right. Tell me about this altone.
Yeah, I get confused with what to do with that.
No, it's okay. Tell me what it's doing.
Okay. It's possessing something.
What is it possessing?
Um,
What is it showing possession toward? What is it modifying?
the subject.
Okay. So you would say that altone is intrinsically connected to phoni, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do not separate those two in your translation.
Okay. So does like even if high phoni was not next to our tone,
Okay.
they'll be connected.
Yeah, but generally that's not going to be the case. Generally, your genitive is going to directly follow the noun that it modifies.
Okay.
Now, it does that up until it doesn't, but for the most part, that's a good rule to follow. Is that it does that?
Okay. Okay. Because the voices, noises, or sounds of them are not being heard.
Okay. So give me the whole sentence.
Okay. They are not the words because the voices, sounds, or noises of them are not being heard.
Right. Good. I mean, you're right on, but I think you can narrow the decision on the range of phone based on the context of the verse.
Alright. They are not. The words are not. Okay. They. Alright. They are not the words.
Good.
For that part, how do I not know? So is lagoi a predicate nominative?
Absolutely.
Okay. They are not the words.
Good job. Anytime you have an Amy verb, look for predicate nominatives.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because their sounds are not being heard.
That sounds perfect to me. I think Mounts agrees with you too.
Okay. I actually looked at the answer.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You cheater. Good job.
Okay.
You want to try a different one?
Yeah, I mean,
Is this helpful to you?
it's very helpful for me.
Okay.
So, okay, I worked through number 12,
Okay.
but I looked at the answer, but I just need help on how like, what happens is, like, I work through these, and then I almost get it, and then I can't figure it out, and I get frustrated and I get the answer.
Okay.
So, I just want to work through this one again.
Okay. Where's your verb? Give me a verb.
Apocrenatai.
Okay.
Okay, so omai a etai. All right, so it's third person singular,
Okay.
present deponent, indicative.
Well done. So what's the word mean?
It means I answer in the lexical form,
Okay.
but if it's third person, it's he, she, or it answers because it's going to take a present. I'm sorry, it's going to take an active meaning because it's deponent,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And the lexical form is apocre omai.
Okay.
Okay, so I know Jesus is Jesus, and that's the subject.
Okay.
So it's but Jesus answers.
Okay.
So then you have tois phonepois. Phonepois?
Yeah, you need to remember that's a rho, not a P.
Oh, wait, what? Ponerois?
Yeah. Ponerois.
Ponerois. So tois ponerois.
Toys Ponerois. Yep.
Tois ponerois. Okay, so tois is
Good. Use your article. That's good.
ha. Okay, so ha he ta tu te tu. So that's dative. So it means to the evil.
Okay. Can you help me with how this is an adjective, right?
Yeah.
How is it functioning?
It's a substantival.
How do you know it's substantival?
It's not because there's no noun that's modifying it.
Perfect. Yep.
Okay. So to the evil, right?
Yep.
That's simpler because
Okay.
hupa tone tone
Okay.
agapatai.
Good.
Okay. All right. So. All right. So. Okay.
You got to remember what hupa in the genitive means.
So hupa in the genitive means by.
Okay.
Okay. So by tone pistone. By the faithful. And then agapatai. Oh my goodness. O-A-S-A. Omega Esther. O-A-S-A. Amen ete usin. So this is third person singular. Present active indicative.
Tell me how you got that.
Because it's omai a atai.
Right, but you said active. I'm thinking luo, lues, lue.
Wait, what?
You said it was present active indicative.
Oh no. Okay, it's present middle passive indicative.
Good.
Third person singular.
Okay.
Okay. This is where it gets like really hard in your brain.
All right.
It's like
Translation puts to the test everything you know and brings it all together.
it just like okay. So this is not deponent, so it's gonna be agapatai means in the lexical form it means I love, and in this form it's he, she, or it are being loved.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so
He, she, it is being loved is probably the better way. R is generally reserved for plurals.
oh yeah, sorry, is being loved.
Okay.
Okay, so but Jesus answers to the evil thing.
Yeah, ones, men, thing, I mean, whatever, things, whatever, as long as it's plural.
That since or because by the faithful he, she, it is being used. Okay, so let me figure this out. Okay, so
What?
so
I know.
the subject after hati is either I'm assuming it's he is the subject.
I mean, is there another subject in this hati clause?
No.
Okay, so it has to be supplied in the verb, right?
Right. So he is being loved by the faithful.
Good. Perfect. We put it all together.
Okay, so but Jesus answers to the evil
Ones. Go ahead and say, like, evil ones or something so that I know that you know it's plural.
ones
Okay?
since because or is it
Say
because
that.
that
Yeah, probably.
that he is being loved by the faithful.
Faithful ones, right.
Faithful
Because
ones.
it's plural, yeah.
Ones.
Yep.
That makes no sense. What verse is that?
And Jesus answered the evil ones.
Wait, say that again, say that louder.
It says, and Jesus answered the evil ones that he is being loved by the faithful ones.
Okay. What verse is that?
It looks like it's not a verse. He made it up.
Oh, okay.
Boom. Because Mountains can do that if he wants.
No, Mounts is not God. He can't make up verses.
I agree.
Thank you.
He's not making up verses. He's just writing in Greek.
That sounds like a King James Version verse.
Wow. Okay.
It does.
All right.
You have
So
nothing to say.
what?
Nothing. I said you have nothing to say. You know it's true.
You're right. Mounts. He's taking some liberties here. At least he didn't quote it as a verse, like the Book of Mounts, chapter verse or something. Aaron, you're doing well. You just got to continue to labor through that, thinking how everything goes. But you're doing well. You're finding the verb. You're looking for the subject. You're organizing the sentence. Those are all really good things.
Okay.
So it's good when you look at a sentence and you go, that doesn't make sense, kind of like this sentence, because you're getting it right. Mounts just wanted to put a sentence in there that doesn't make a lot of sense. So you're doing it right.
I'm gonna email him.
There you go, because he responds to emails like that. And make no mistake, this is probably not Mounts doing this. This is some graduate student that Mounts told to do it. So.
Get my pumpkin.
The pumpkin is necessary. All right. I think Lenore's froze. All right. So, Aaron, anything else we need to cover? Or Priscilla, anything that you can think of?
Well, because this is laid out, and I know just for me, the best practice is doing the translations.
Good.
In other words, you can use a cooking analogy or knitting analogy. You know the stitches, you know the ingredients, but until you put it all together, it means nothing.
You're right. It's some of the best
The
helpful.
British Bake Off series is great.
Okay.
No, in other words, what they do in the middle thing is they call it a technical challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, okay, this is the dessert. Here's the ingredients, and this is, so you've got these layers, and you've got all of these things. They don't tell you what temperature to bake it at. They don't tell you how long it has to rise. You have to start.
You gotta just know it.
Know it and put it together. And
there you go.
And keep playing with it.
Well, that's what we're doing.
Joseph, for next week,
Yes.
I'm taking the midterm next week.
Okay.
Will you do this again on Monday?
I will do it. I will not do it formally on Monday, but I will do it according to those who need specific help. So you can schedule a time with me, and we can sit down and we can talk through it. It won't be a recorded session, though. This will serve for 2 weeks worth of recorded tutoring.
Got it.
Okay, because it's the same thing. We have the midterm either this Wednesday or next Wednesday, according to who wants to take it when. Get some study time in. The format that I told you helps guide your study a little bit, but it's general enough that you need to just know your stuff. So just know your junk. Know your vocab real well. Know your parsing well. Get it together. Know what happens when those vowels get together and make babies on the contract stuff. Get that together. Okay, figure it out. Just go through and make sure you know your stuff so that when you're asked questions, you can articulate exactly what's happening. Don't get caught off guard. Don't get caught off balance because it's on you as far as knowing those things. And it's going to be different than any quiz you've taken this far. So it's going to test how well you know the chapters.
Okay.
So I don't feel bad if you have to study really hard to get it done, but I do feel like I've guided you quite a bit on where to spend a majority of your time.
Yeah, that was very helpful.
Yeah. Cool. So you guys are going to ace this. No big deal. It's all good. Everybody's got it. All right.
Okay.
All right, guys. Good night.
Bye. Bye, guys.
See you later.
Bye, Aaron.
Alright.
All right. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me directly. 904-472-5019 or joseph@switzerlandcommunitychurch.org. For anybody who wants to contact me, I would be glad to have a conversation with any of you or even privately video chat with you to help you work through some of your tutoring needs for midterm. So what's up, Aaron?
Can Jake send us that PowerPoint thing that he said he was going to send?
Absolutely. Jake will send that out to the entire class.
Great. Awesome.
Perfect.
Thanks.
He's for fun.
All right. Bye.
Okay, bye.